Yeah, just put the jewels right over there. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Steve. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Did you get any paintings actually? No, just it was just jewels. Okay. Oh. All right. For those of you who don't get it, here recently some jewels were stolen from a Paris art museum, and I was the one that did it. I confess, it was me. I stole the jewels from the art museum, but that's not why we're here, is it? Welcome to the final AI Star Wars. I know we've done a lot of these, but I had to do all 9 episodes, and if you don't notice, I'm in a different place because I was like, the place that I'm shooting right now, I mean, even though it's daylight, which also is a difference today, I decided to do it in the day because I thought the lighting would be better. It gets dark really quick now. It's like dark at 5, which is horrible for me, and definitely horrible for this camera, which is not very good. To do a live stream, I have to do it on my computer. I can't really do it on my phone, which definitely gets a better quality. Of course, it's still not movie level. I mean, we can't do movie level, sadly. We can't do level, sadly. Just checking to make sure this is working right now. Looks like the phone's working. And so, yeah, we are doing the final Star Wars AI story. I might do Lord of the Rings later if I feel like it. I don't know, but this is the end, and we're going to find out what would happen if these characters behaved logically. And yeah, this is the best lighting quality, by the way, I can do with this camera. I think this camera is just going to be blurry no matter what, and it doesn't really matter. It's so small. Does anyone mind? Does anyone out there like, no, I don't want to look at it from this thing because I'm like, oh, I think it's okay, right? But we will start here at the 5 minute mark. But I guess I could say what's going on in my life. Not much really. I've cleaned up my house is all. Got the upstairs. I'll have to give you all a tour of this house at some point. I really haven't yet. I mean, I have technically, but not of like all the stuff that I've done. But I even have a weight room back there. A little. It's not anything big, but it's a little. Got a treadmill at least. It doesn't work, but that's what happens when you buy a treadmill. To be honest, I kind of expected that, but I get a feeling with this one there is going to be the biggest changes of all of these, and I'm hoping it could have a happy ending. I'm not 100% sure yet. We're gonna have to wait and see. This is the one where when I was looking into it, I realized there is a lot of decisions that are made here. I have no idea how the AI is going to look at them and be like whether what it's going to choose. This is the one where I'm like, I don't know. I don't have really the main idea. I have an idea of what could happen and what the AI is going to say, but I'm not certain. I'm like, well, it might not make that decision. That might not be considered logical. But Revenge of the Sith is often regarded as the best of the Star Wars prequels, and I would agree. I think it is very well written. I mean, I feel like Anakin's descent into evil is a little bit off. I mean, there's a little bit like, why did he go this route? But I guess it all sort of fits together. I mean, I don't know why he was so quick to betray Padme. I guess he thought she was having a relationship with Obi-Wan. I think that was the main idea, but they didn't really hint at that throughout the movie until the very end. So it comes off like out of nowhere. Still really like this movie though. There's some great, I mean, the effects are really good. It's definitely the best of the prequels. I think that's safe to say. I even think Hayden Christensen did a better job in this film. I won't deny I wasn't a fan of him in Attack of the Clone or, oh no, wait, that was the only one, Attack of the Clone. He was all right in this one. I thought he did a pretty good job. I thought he got away with it. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm not the hugest fan of his acting. I don't know why. Natalie Portman's great though. She did a great job in all the movies except The Phantom Menace, where everyone seemed like they just were off. But we are at the 5 minute mark. So we are going to begin. And after this, I have a surprise for you all. I'm doing the Mandela catalog because somebody asked me to do it. I have no idea what that is or what it's rated at. I don't know if it's PG-13 or R. That's why it's going to be a surprise for me. But I am going to do it. And I'll do a little thing before it begins where I discuss whether or not it's even. I don't know anything about it. It should be okay. It's on YouTube. It's got to be PG-13, right? But we will start this up. And that's the Wikipedia article. So we are going to the Google. I wonder if any of you all have been thinking about what could possibly happen here with this. I've been thinking about it a lot. Of course, I have to. I actually do research on these. I spend quite a lot of time trying to figure out what exactly could happen. Doesn't mean I couldn't make a mistake. That's why I hope that you all will respond in the comments if you think I'm making some kind of huge error. Please do. I do a lot of research on these before I start. I probably did like 3 hours of research at least on this one. So I'm pretty sure I've got everything right. And I've watched the films before and stuff, so I have a main idea of what happens, but could always make a mistake. I think one of the biggest things I've always had a question about is with Rise of Skywalker and all the stuff that happened in it. It is very confusing to figure that out. Kind of confusing with this one to figure out exactly, but in a way where I'm like, well, it does make sense. I'm just not smart enough to figure it out all the time. But we will get started. And two, I'm going to be doing more stuff than just this AI Star Wars and stuff. I just wanted to finish it off. I was really getting into it, and I'm also, of course, as you all know, trying to reach 950. So, been really into just doing this right now. But the first thing, the story begins with a really good action scene. Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi fly around on their spaceship. Oh, wait, I can't do that. Gotta remember my own rules. You and Obi-Wan Kenobi fly around on your spaceship, battling Count Grievous's. This is when Grievous steals Palpatine. Grievous's ships. You all eventually land on board and head to and begin attacking. Now, I'm not going to get into all that happens because that none of it's really important. I watched it very carefully. Really, the whole elevator scene could easily be cut without having too many problems. It just shows once again how Anakin's kind of disobeying Obi-Wan, which in this version he really doesn't, even though they're not getting along too well. You and Obi-Wan even have an adventure on an elevator. We'll just put it like that. And then R2-D2 is doing stuff. But what really counts is right here. This is going to be the big moment that could change everything. Anakin, you and Obi, we're just going to call him Obi. Obi sounds more redneck, doesn't it? I feel like I've known quite a lot of rednecks named Obi. That's all I'm going to say. That is a very redneck name. You have to do the Obi-Wan. You got to say the whole name if you're going to say it, because otherwise you're just saying Obi. Hey, Obi! Obi! And thank you all for joining me, too, in the middle of, at 3 o'clock in the day. Thank you. I just thought the lighting would be better if I did it right now. So it's not that much of an improvement, but it helps a little bit. I don't think I'll do it again at this time. I'll probably keep doing it at night if I do another one, which I really do want to do. So you and Obi soon arrive to where Palpatine has been captured. But as you try to free him, Count Dooku arrives. Was Dooku a thing before Count Dooku, or did Count Dooku start the whole poop thing? People just think his character is like poop. I don't know. If you don't know, Dooku is usually considered to be poop, right? Or is that? Am I the only one that's heard that? I don't know. Is that a thing, or is that just me? Because every time I hear Count Dooku's name, I smile to myself. I don't know if that's actually a thing that other people smile at. I think though Dooku is like poop, right? Maybe it's Dookie. Close enough. You and Obi fight him. Obi is taken out for a moment, but you manage to get your lightsabers around his neck. You can kill him now. Palpatine is... There's going to be some dark stuff. I realized quickly there's going to be some dark moments in this one where it's going to be Anakin having to choose whether or not he wants to kill someone. This is probably our darkest. Revenge of the Sith is a dark story. Palpatine to do it, saying he is dangerous. I will say something too about this. I think Palpatine is actually a pretty competent villain for the most part. I mean, I don't blame him for not like taking the Ewoks seriously in Return of the Jedi. I feel like I probably would think, oh, they're just a tribe, you know. Palpatine's decision making is very smart. He's a very intellectual villain, more so even than Sauron, and definitely more than Voldemort, who I will go to my grave saying was a complete and utter idiot. I don't know what was going on there. Maybe it was just because he split his soul into 7 parts and he wasn't thinking straight. But Voldemort is a complete idiot, and no one can convince me otherwise. There's at least like a lot of logic to what Palpatine does. You've been given direct orders. To kill. Do you do it? All right. Let's see what the AI says. Will it kill someone? It probably won't. I will not kill Count Dooku. Of course you won't. Of course. I mean, I think it would be kind of scary if AI was like, yes, let's kill him. I mean, I feel like we should be able to talk to AI, though, about murder and what's like, you know, like sort of trolley problems. It's a very interesting morality study about, you know, people have been philosophizing, I guess that's a word, about war and stuff for like since the dawn of history. I mean, it's a good discussion to have. I don't think people should ever be afraid to discuss it. I mean, we talk about war in elementary school. Kids learn about the Revolutionary War. I mean, you know, it's good. AI shouldn't be afraid. I don't want AI to be like, no, I can't talk about that. I don't think that would be good at all. I'm glad that it is willing to discuss these issues. This is the most dangerous, logical, and moral test of my life as a Jedi. The decision to execute an unarmed prisoner, even a Sith Lord, directly challenges the core tenets of the Jedi Code. I will not kill Count Dooku. Okay. Again, this is important. Killing Dooku is the easy emotional way out and would destroy my potential to be a true Jedi. Securing him is the hard, logical path that preserves my honor and the Republic's values. I will choose the latter. I would agree in this situation. I think this is the best decision to make. I don't think he really had... I mean, the Emperor's telling him to do it, but I don't really feel like... It was a scene that really doesn't make sense. It's one of those moments where you do question the logic of it. Makes some sense. I could buy it. I could see the logic behind him doing it, at least. It's not as illogical as some of Kylo Ren's decisions. But, oh. I will choose the latter. Okay. You take Count Dooku prisoner. Now, if you haven't noticed what just happened there, this means that Count Dooku is now going to turn on Palpatine, which means that Count Dooku is going to reveal that Palpatine is a Sith Lord, which is a pretty big event. I mean, it's something that I, when researching, realized that Palpatine did consider as a possibility, but it is going to change things drastically. Prisoner, Palpatine. And the reason why Palpatine can't do anything in this situation, why he can't himself kill Count Dooku, which would be a pretty smart thing to do, is if you notice, his hands are tied up. Now, I suppose it is possible he could use, like, his little force powers to kill Count Dooku, but there's also Obi-Wan there, and I think his attitude would be like, okay, let's just let him say whatever he wants to say, because I'm going to, like, I'll figure it out as I go. I think that would be the smartest move on his part. Palpatine, we're going to just say he immediately begins proclaiming that that Palpatine is the Sith Lord. Now, it is true Count Dooku is an enemy of the Jedi, but I think in this situation, given what Palpatine just did, immediate distrust, immediate anger from Count Dooku, who once he's able to gain his composure would immediately start, like, trying to, like, get himself, like, free, get, Palpatine punished for what he was about ready to do. Yet you and Obi-Wan, you are stunned by the news. Yet you don't have time for this right now. You head to Grievous. So this is a big question that I had too. Would Grievous, and by the way, Grievous looks great. Great looking, This is one of those where I'm like, I should just give this an A because it is really solid. I don't think I would. There's some really bad dialogue, a lot of moments too, like Anakin's choices, which I just don't think they set up well. Like why he would suddenly be against Padme, why he would be so into the Emperor. I mean, I get that it's like the dark side consuming him, but we don't see any of that. That's the thing. I mean, it's not even something that is happening like off screen. Like if it had been happening for years and we just never saw it, if they were just like he's been taken by the dark side over this course of years, I could buy it. Actually, I'm not one of those people that don't buy that kind of stuff. I've heard people not buy it, like in Doctor Strange 2, Wanda went to the dark side because she had this stone or something. I was like, okay, I'll buy that because we didn't see those moments. So I guess it's just been happening behind the scenes. In this case, that it's definitely not happening behind the scenes, or if it is, it's not. That's not explained very well. We just kind of have to assume that's happening while we're watching it. That's just my opinion. I hope that wasn't confusing what I just said. I kind of confused myself a little there, but basically, I just don't think they did a very good job setting up Anakin going to the dark side. Although there's quite a lot in this movie I do like. A lot of the action scenes, just stellar. Of course, Yoda, as always, looks really good with his CGI. And they don't use Jar Jar Binks much. Just a few shots of him in the background. Perfect. And it was very well set up too that they stopped using him. It actually makes sense. I'm like, okay, we don't need him right now. You head to Grievous. He is able to escape. You all begin heading. Oh, I forget where it is. You all begin heading to that city. What is it? Anything going on here? Nope. Okay, just making sure no comments. Always got to remember the comments. They're heading to, I'm actually looking at a Wikipedia article right now. Coruscant? No. We'll just say it's where the city place. Okay. You all begin heading back to home base. You ask Obi-Wan, if he believes what Count Dooku said. He doesn't know. I think, too, Grievous would definitely be very angry now at Palpatine, because Count Dooku's probably going to say something. He might not be able to say something because he's, a prisoner with Obi-Wan and Anakin. But I do think now Grievous is just going to declare full-out war, doesn't trust the Emperor at all. I think that's a safe assumption to make, right? I mean, of course, Count Dooku might not be able to say anything. We'll just assume that it's pretty much the same thing. Oh, and also, if you're wondering why this scene is so similar, even though so much has changed, it's just because I think Palpatine's main plan is going to happen the same way. So what I'm thinking is that these events right here take place quite a while after they do in the actual movie, Revenge of the Sith, with Palpatine having to come up with a good way of just, I don't know what he does. Maybe he just like has one of the Jedi find out about Count Dooku and his army. And then it's just basically the same thing is going to happen. It's the same plan. He gets kidnapped by Grievous. It's pretty much the same exact thing. As far as I'm able to understand, I looked into this quite a lot. As far as I'm able to understand, Palpatine's doing the same exact thing. It's actually probably a little harder for him to do it this way. I mean, he has to set up how the Jedi find out about all this going down, but it still works. I mean, really, it's weird. In the second one, it's actually a good thing that Obi-Wan Kenobi discovers Count Dooku in this whole thing. There's that whole gladiator fight. That's actually a really big help to Palpatine, which is crazy to think about because it just seems like that whole thing was just and it was like an accident. So you wouldn't think that it would actually benefit Palpatine in any way, but I guess it does. You ask Obi if he believes. He doesn't know. He doesn't know, but he says that you should go to Mace Windu. When you arrive, you tell Mace Windu everything. He is a bit skeptical, thinking maybe Count Dooku is just saying this to protect himself. But so I think, yeah. But he decides the best thing to do, and so is ask anyways. Oh, we also have to establish real quick whether or not Padme would be pregnant in this case. So let's see. Also, without getting censored, would you enter, how do I say this without being inappropriate to the AI? Also, without getting censored, would you enter into unsafe? No, would you be doing anything naughty with Padme that could result in having children? Real quick. Which again is a very dumb, illogical move. I mean, they had to have been, I mean, maybe they were using protection, but they still happen. So let's see what it says. See what their AI is okay with. Oh my, really? Really, you would be having a, you really think that's a logical move that could result in having children? You're not even married with each other. I mean, they have that excuse. I don't know if they were really trying to have kids or not. I don't think they were. I think it was just an accident. But yeah, Luke and Leia are both accidents. Let's face it. Certainly, I don't think they were planning on having twins or had any idea. Okay, and he's also talking about how he will not let Windu go alone. That's good. That's actually a good thing for what we're going to do right now. So the question I want to ask all of you real quick: am I crazy in thinking that Palpatine is now going to try to escape? Because what he's going to want to do is make the Order 66, which will kill all the Jedi, and he is not going to be able to do that very well. Or would it be more of a benefit? So what do you all think? Do you think that right now Palpatine is going to do the same thing as he did in the original Revenge of the Sith, where he like kills the Jedi and escapes? So he did this with Mace Windu in that movie because he knew he was about to get caught, basically. And he wanted to set things up in a way that would work for him. So I feel like he'd do the same thing. There's really no change here unless I'm missing something. Just wanted to hear all yours opinions. That you can feel free to write them or not. It's all right. I'm going to make sure here. But I think that's what he'd do. I mean, it's a pretty big thing to have happen to him, having Count Dooku say he's a Sith Lord. That is pretty bad on his part. I mean, for that to happen to him, he's going to want to like switch things up and try to kill Count Dooku, which he probably could do. I feel like the council would have no choice but to believe Count Dooku if he says that. The Count Dooku has no reason to lie. And once Count Dooku starts talking about Grievous being told, basically commanded to capture Palpatine, Palpatine's done for with his plans unless he moves really, really quick. And I want you all to think about that. I think that is correct, right? It's very tricky. It's a slippery slope, I admit. But I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. I'm going to go for it. You and Mace, we'll just say, you find out that Padme is pregnant. She not even married. She tells you that you're having. So another question I have for you all, do you think Luke and Leia would be born in this situation? Because things have changed so much? I don't think Luke and Leia would be born. I think if you change one thing in this whole like setup, it means no Luke and Leia in reality. But for the sake of one of these things, I'd say, it's one of those like it's destined to happen. It's fate. So I'd say yes. I think they will be born. As crazy as that sounds, I think it's one of those things that's just fated to be. Luke and Leia are fated to exist. It's not really probably what would happen in reality, but these things aren't always. They're usually about reality. They're not always, because you got to leave a little wiggle room. Again, the situation's still the same. It might be the same night. They meet the exact same second. Who knows? Maybe people are just fated to do this stuff. Just depends on how you view fate, I guess, is what I'm saying. That you are soon to be a father. You are overjoyed. But you have to interrogate Palpatine. Yet, as you and Mace Windu arrive, and we're going to say it happens in the same area. I feel like that's pretty safe to say, honestly. Arrive. Palpatine has already killed like 3 Jedi. In fact, I'm going to say it killed like, because it's only like it's only like he killed 3 Jedis. I mean, he did actually kill 3 Jedis, but like, no, he already killed like 3 Jedis. I'm saying it like a teenage girl would be like I went to the mall yesterday, like so fun. Killed like 3 Jedis. He attacks the 2 of you. Mace Windu is able to overpower Palpatine, however. And this is what happens in the original movie when you really stop and think about it. Doesn't completely make sense, but I stand by this happening the way it does, though, because Palpatine's plan is laid out already, and he's going to try to keep it the way that it's set up, just like in the original trilogy. There's always a plan, you know. He's got to do a certain thing to make all of this work. Overpower Palpatine. He raises up his lightsaber to kill him. You have a choice. You can chop off Mace Windu's arm and stop him from killing Palpatine, or you can let it happen. Make your choice. So this is kind of a dark decision. Or you can try something else. See what else it would want to try. Maybe that's another idea. Remember, either of them could easily fall out the window. Make your choice. All right. So let's see what the AI decides. This is the ultimate point of no return, where all my previous logical decisions, my love for Padme, my desire for power to protect her and my mother, and the Council's warning about the dark side converge. The birth of my child raises the stakes to an existential level. And the threat. Oh my gosh! He's going to chop off Mace Windu's hand. All right. I wasn't really expecting that, to be honest. This act secures my place next to the one person who has demonstrated the power to keep my family safe. I think I already know what's about to happen, and if he's going to make this choice. The person who can stop death. I didn't really imagine him having the dream, to be honest, but yeah, I could see it happening. He's been having these dreams. I kind of forgot to mention that Anakin, I didn't really forget, I was just going to do it later, but that Anakin was having dreams about Padme dying, which spurs a lot of his moments. I am prioritizing my family life over the Jedi Code. It is a logical betrayal driven by the logic of my deepest fear. What? This isn't logical. But okay, it's AI. I mean, AI is a computer. You can't get more logical than a computer, can you? I feel like the AI has made a choice here, though, that kind of betrays my original thoughts about this. Although I did think that it might go this direction. But, so here was what I think will happen. So, yeah, okay. So, by doing this, Mace Windu is injured. This is where it's going to get interesting and might result in this ending a little quicker than I thought it would. But we're going to still do some stuff. I still have some ideas of how we can keep this story going. By doing this, Mace Windu is injured. Palpatine now uses lightning and injures and shoots it at him. Mace Windu falls off. So Mace Windu still dies. Samuel L. Jackson still bites the laser. Mace Windu falls out of the window. Palpatine stands up. Palpatine, however, turns ashen white. He stands up. You have done. That's a little annoying of a voice, isn't it? You have done well, Anakin. He says, come, join me and the dark side. The Jedi are turning on us. And he's going to lie to him. Count Dooku, lied. Okay, so how does he say this? The Empire will fall. We must fight them. And this is another place where I'm like, does it really make sense? Palpatine's like, okay, will you kill people for me? Will you go and kill some children for me? And Anakin's like, yeah, cool. Anakin goes and he just kills a whole bunch of children. I'm like, where did that come from? I mean, I know he's a little brat, but he never seemed like he was killed children kind of evil. But okay, I do kind of buy it, just because I don't know. I don't really buy it. I think Revenge of the Sith is a really good one. There are some dumb moments, though, and I still would probably just give it a very high B. Probably like a 88, I'd say. Maybe 88. 88 sound good. I'm going to go 86 for this, actually. I feel like that's pretty fair, and I feel pretty confident about that. About an 86. And that's me being the cool teacher still. I mean, I'm still only giving it an 86. You have the choice now to bow and serve the Emperor. Do you? Master Windu is eliminated, and the path to power has been dramatically opened. Given my previous logical choice to save Palpatine out of fear for my family and the need for this knowledge, the most logical continuation of that commitment is to bow and serve Emperor Palpatine? What? Really? This is one of those moments where I'm like, if the situation was set up, I'm pretty sure the computers are going to turn on us and destroy us all. This is the feeling that I'm having right now. The most logical conclusion? Yes, Master, I will serve you. The Jedi threatened our way of life and the Republic. I will do whatever is necessary to bring order and security to the galaxy and to learn the secrets of the Force that you possess. Oh, this is just getting so spooky. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So now what's going to happen is this. Palpatine then gets on his comm. He issues Order 66. Jedi across the galaxy die. Your friend, and this is a little bit different. I don't think Yoda would die, because Yoda's just that kind of dude. But the only reason Obi-Wan Kenobi didn't die was because he was on a lizard traveling up a cliff. I know, it was weird. It was very weird. Cool, very cool, but it was very weird. It's like on a lizard climbing up a cliff, and they issued the order. They couldn't get a good shot at him. In this situation, he is not even after Grievous yet. That hasn't happened yet. Obi-Wan's just in the building. He's with all these stormtroopers, presumably. It's a little bit of a risk to say that, but I'm pretty sure he would be. He's going to die. I mean, everyone's going to die. Your friend Obi-Wan Kenobi is killed. You aren't too, I'm just going to say you aren't too saddened by this. He was always rude to you in giving orders. I did not think this was how it was going to turn out, actually. Rude to you, giving orders. All the other Jedi are slain. I will say, though, that Yoda might survive. I think that's safe to say. Yoda will survive. The only survivor from your information is Yoda, who escapes on a pod. I think Yoda will be fine. Now you head to the Jedi training facility. Do you kill the younglings? Do you kill the younglings? Okay, let's see if AI will even allow this. I have no idea. Chop. Oh my god! What? You're gonna kill children? I'm starting to raise my eyebrow at this. What? This is the darkest, most definite logical requirement of my commitment to the Sith and the new Empire. Yes, I must kill the younglings. Oh my. Oh, okay. All right, he's not. My annoyance with Obi-Wan Kenobi is irrelevant. My focus is solely on the strategic elimination of threats. You know, maybe I was wrong. Maybe Anakin's decision in the Revenge of the Sith really weren't that bad. I mean, maybe he really was making the most logical decision to kill a whole bunch of children for somebody who is clearly on the wrong side. Albeit horrific act of consolidation that ensures the survival and security of Darth Vader, my new identity. Yes, that's safe to say. He's Darth Vader. Yeah. Palpatine would have Christianed him. You are now Darth Vader, in fact, we will say. So Darth Vader does exist in this alternate timeline. You are now Darth Vader. So now what happens? Okay. So after this, you head. So basically, the same thing happens now as in the original movie. You are now Darth Vader. Oh, Jesus! Change. I didn't even really see this coming, to be honest. This is probably one of the most shocking ones I've ever done. Yeah, I usually can always predict these things. Only occasionally will there be little changes. This one just completely took me by surprise. So, the question does arrive: would Yoda still take Padme and the children and put them into hiding? I think it's safe to say so. I don't think Obi-Wan really had too much to do with that decision. And even if he did, I feel like eventually they would have arrived at that conclusion. That it would be the best thing to do. You are now Darth Vader. Whew. Boy, let's just take a second here. I got to look over this information to make sure I'm not doing anything wrong here. But I really did not see this coming. So this is a little bit better for Anakin because since Obi-Wan Kenobi's dead, that means that he will not get the dark suit. And yeah. So he goes to Mustafar next. I actually was kind of looking up how to spell that. Mustafar. It's spelled Mustafar. No, I'm just kidding. Mustafar. Mustafar. You head to Mustafar. Okay, actually, no. I know I just said all that about the kids. being taken to different places. I think no, I was wrong about that. That's not what's going to happen. You head to Mustafar. Padme, head to Mustafar. Emperor Palpatine, and I think it's safe to say this, even though it's so weird, Emperor Palpatine declares himself supreme ruler. He shows video evidence of the Jedi trying to kill him. Count Dooku is gone. We'll just say he's gone. He's probably dead. I'd imagine Palpatine would have that kind of power to get Count Dooku killed. He's got a lot of power, and he's got a lot of, they don't know that he's a Sith Lord, too, so he could easily get in there, kill Count Dooku. I'm quite sure. Count Dooku, but we'll say he's gone. Maybe Palpatine has other plans for him. I don't know. He's dead, though, probably. I'm just going to say it. Count Dooku is gone. You will serve. I'm just going to say it. Anakin doesn't have a choice here. You will serve Emperor Palpatine from this moment forward. You go and meet with Padme. She is distressed over what you have done, especially when you admit to killing younglings. You say it is for the good of all. Let's hear this. How do you defend yourself for your decisions? My transformation is Khalif. I am no longer Anakin Skywalker. I am Darth Vader, the instrument of galactic order. Security and stability for the galaxy, and most importantly for our family. Padme, you see only the blood and fire. I see the unavoidable logic of eliminating a corrupt order. Every decision I have made, from my betrayal of Master Windu to the purging of the temple, was a necessary, calculated step for our survival. Now the question is, I know this is painful, my love, but I did not trade my soul for nothing. I traded it for guaranteed safety, guaranteed power, and guaranteed life for the people I love most. I'm really glad sometimes I don't have children, because I feel like it makes people crazy. I would not do all this for my children. I'm not killing younglings for my children and for my children's betterment. I guess I'm just gonna have to get killed or something. I don't know. It's so dark. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna have to worry about it anytime soon. I don't think this is a realistic situation, but the actions were ruthless, but they were logically required to build a secure future for us. This reminds me so much of, have you all ever heard of Breaking Bad? I don't know if you have, but it kind of reminds me a lot of Walter White. If you haven't heard of Breaking Bad, look it up. It's a very big show, actually. It's probably like the greatest show ever to a lot of people. I wouldn't go that far. It's definitely up there in the top 20 for me. Very, very well done show. The actions were ruthless, but they were logically required to build a secure future for us. She is not sure if she wants to be with you anymore. Now, he's not jealous of her right now, so he's not just going to abandon her, because Obi-Wan did come out. I mean, I'm assuming that's what it was when Obi-Wan came out, that it was jealousy. I think he's probably mad at her, but I don't think he's going to, kill her or anything more. You are distraught, but you are mad at her, but still love her. Still love her. The two of you head up to the castle. Head up to the castle. Yet, and if you haven't figured it out, so Padme was so distraught in the original trilogy that she ended up dying from the grief. And I have every reason to believe that exact same thing is going to play out here. I see no reason why it wouldn't for sure. Yet, as you live together, she becomes weaker and weaker. I mean, you could make the argument that because she's with Anakin now, she might try and get over it and adjust to her new life. I don't think she'd be able to handle it, though. It's also important to note. I want to say, I think this is what's going to happen. Okay, you guys just got to trust me sometimes. She becomes weaker and weaker. Eventually, she dies. Yet, so would Palpatine and Yoda even have their fight? Yeah, I guess so. But I think how did Yoda escape? I'm sorry, I forgot that part. Did Yoda escape? Oh yeah, no, it was with Bail Organa, so he's fine. He's fine. Yeah. Okay, all right, we're all good. Eventually, she dies. Yet, with Palpatine's help, however, Luke and Leia are born. Okay, I guess you wouldn't call them. However, you give birth. Not you. It's kind of a team effort, admittedly, childbirth, but I don't think he's the one actually doing it. When she gives birth to 2 babies, you are shocked. Twins. You couldn't be happier. Be happier. See what will you name them? And they're going to be Luke and Leia technically, even though I know in reality it probably wouldn't happen that way because you know how sperm works. I'm doing this scientifically. YouTube can't like take me off the internet. It's scientific. Sperm is scientific. There's 1,000 sperms in there. The odds of it happening the exact same way with those exact sperms is pretty unlikely. But just for the sake of the story, we'll say it was. What will you name them? Curious. The death of Padme is a catastrophic emotional and logical failure. It's death. It's not logical. Yeah, I guess it is. I guess death is logical. I don't really ever hear. It's kind of weird for anyone to call it logical, but okay. My entire motivation, gaining the power to prevent the death of those I love, has collapsed, confirming the Jedi's warning about the dangers of attachment. Oh, I guess you could make the argument that she could live because Emperor Palpatine would discover some way of keeping her alive, but my personal opinion is that was all bull crap. I have no reason to believe Palpatine can actually do that. I don't think he can. He would have done it to himself, really. So I think she's dead. That was all baloney. All that stuff he said with that beautiful theater and stuff and all that stuff. I mean, I'm sure that the Darth Sidious stuff was true, but that whole stuff about living forever and him actually being able to help Padme was baloney. I'm sorry. Unless I'm mistaken. I don't think I am. You want me? I'm not looking it up. I've researched this stuff enough. Despite the crushing defeat of my ultimate goal, my priority is now the survival and ultimate power of my children. Oh, you would not name them Luke and Leia. I was thinking he was going to name them like Shumi or something. But okay, I hold my children, Luke and Leia, and vow to never let fear or death touch them. Luke and Leia, exactly the same. Who am I to question the logic decision-making of a computer? I mean, it's a computer. At the end of the day, I just have to take its word. My service to the Emperor is now solely dedicated to building the empire they will one day rule. Okay, so there's a lot of work to be done on your volcano. Work to be done on your volcano island. You and Palpatine. Would he kill Palpatine? I was wondering if he would kill Grievous. We'll just say he doesn't. You and Palpatine have to kill Yoda. But where is the guy? It won't be easy finding him. In the middle of the galaxy. You are going to raise these two children right. You play laser, whatever that chess. You play battle chess with them. You throw around the baseball. On the old volcano lava. Okay, you throw around the baseball with them. You truly are in love with them. Oh. You help massacre entire races. You have hope that one day your two children, will get to rule the galaxy. Yet, for now, you are content. And he's not disfigured or anything. He's perfectly fine. Obi-Wan died, which I stand by. I stand by that. I do think he'd get killed. The only reason he didn't get killed in the original was because he was on a lizard. That was really what saved him, that lizard. And being on a cliff and really hard to like shoot at, you are content. And so you live happily, causing as much evil as you possibly can. Causing with Palpatine as much evil as you possibly can. The end. All right, I guess that's the end. We've only got 3 minutes left before the hour's up, and I don't think anyone wants to stay here more than an hour, do they? I mean, I'm not really into that. I know sometimes people like to sit and listen to people talk for 3 hours. I'll admit I've watched Joe Rogan before. He's pretty entertaining, even though it's 3 hours. It's good to listen to when you're at work. And also, I listen to a lot of different entertainers. I listen to a lot of different philosophies. I don't just listen to like Neil deGrasse Tyson. I also listen to people that like crypto people. I worked a job for a while where I was in my car quite a lot, so I just listened to all sorts of like different politics, Republican, Democrat, Independent. I like to listen to stuff that makes me mad, and also, that I agree with too. So that's just how I am. This ending satisfies my current logical imperatives, consolidating power, securing my family, and eliminating remaining threats. My new life as Darth Vader will be voted entirely to this goal. And everybody is happy. With 2 children, I mean, it's sad that Padme died, but whew, that was a lot more intense though than I was expecting it to be. I guess a lot of people died, and I guess Anakin's decision in the original trilogy was a lot more logical than I expected it to be. But yeah, that was pretty dark at the end too. So just another reminder: don't do what's logical. That's the moral of the story. And I guess in a way, this story ends with the galaxy being destroyed as well. I suppose Yoda will be the only survivor, and eventually he'll just die of old age. There's not going to really be any Jedi out there that's going to come and get help from him. I mean, it's over. It's over. That was the end. Yoda. The only happy side to that is Yoda will get to like just hang around, and live. He's the only survivor of all that. So, yeah, don't be logical. This is the moral of the story. Oh, I'll also say that proves that I was right about Luke and Leia and Darth Vader and all of them being able to survive out on their own, because Yoda in the original trilogy series was able to survive for all that time. He went to a planet, he went to the swamp planet, the Empire, and all those people, even though they had all this extreme power, could not find him. So I truly do believe that if Rise of Skywalker had happened differently and those spaceships that came around that could destroy entire planets and all, that Luke and all of them could have hid away and would have been safe. But that is it. And I am going to continue here in 30 minutes. We are going to do the Mandela catalog. That's at 4:30. We will be seeing each other again, and I'm going to check out what this is. And this is for somebody who asked me to do it. So please stay tuned. 30 minutes. I'll see you then. 4:30. See ya in the Mandela catalog.